What's going on, guys? K0 Sub Precision here, and welcome to the newest commentary, which I was going to discuss the EBR sniper rifle. Now, sorry I didn't upload yesterday. I kind of got busy schedule. I ended up going to a haunted house, like working at one, so that way I could help out my mother. But either way, sorry I missed that day. Hopefully, like the extra streams or the extra uploads the past couple days can help make up for it even a little bit. But yeah, either way, I'm sorry about that. And yeah, I understand it's KBS gameplay, even though it's an EBR episode. I only got one of the guns right, which being the Widowmaker, but oh well. I only had one EBR gameplay, and I used it on the longbow for some bizarre reason. I don't understand either. That's unfortunate, but either way, I wanted to talk about the EBR sniper rifle. Now, as far as I am aware, there isn't a lot of satisfactory opinions on the EBR. It seems like it's almost entirely negative. Like, this one isn't talked about at all when it comes to being shot at or sniped or quick-scoped or anything like that. And as far as I'm aware, nobody really uses that gun as much as, well, I know you've seen some clips, especially on the FaZe channel, such as Blue, because Blue hit some ridiculous clips with the EBR, so who knows, maybe it just needs to be left alone, maybe it's perfect, I don't know. But in my opinion, I think it could use a little bit of a buff, not necessarily a rework like the Widowmaker or the KBS, and I am aware that the sniper patch came out already and it's already set in stone, but I still think I want to put what I would have done if I was in their position and I was in charge of the weapon balancing, because personally I think the EBR is kind of bad. It's a hit marker machine. You cannot get follow-up shots very easily at all. This thing kicks like a mule. So that's why two of the things I wanted to state out quick, just kind of an overall impression of the gun, is I think the gun is alright. It's pretty smooth, it's decent with its damage, could be better. Its fire rate is pretty on par. It's just the recoil makes it impossible to get a follow-up shot efficiently, as well as you would any other sniper. Because how the other snipers would work is you would unscope, and when you unscoped, you would be able to, like, when you fired and unscoped, it would kind of reset the recoil, so that way you could go right back in and hit your shot quicker, or get a follow-up shot, or whatever you needed to be. But with this EBR, the new Call of Duty games don't work like that anymore. You can't just unscope and negate the recoil. It's going to carry over no matter what state of scopedness, if that's even a word, you even have. So the recoil does take effect, and the EBR has admittedly some extremely high recoil. Now, I would use the variant that gave me reduced recoil, which also had the nuke on it, but I can't get a nuke, who am I kidding? But it also had reduced recoil, and on top of that, I also threw on the attachment that reduced the recoil, the foregrip, and even with those two things combined, it still was absurdly high recoil. Like, it was a lot more manageable. It was kind of more on the lines of like a Lynx, like from Ghosts, but it was still pretty bad. It was, I'd say, a little bit worse than the Lynx, and if you guys played Ghosts, you know the Lynx is not exactly a common sniper to use in that game, for most likely the same reason. But that's kind of the issue here, is that we need to kind of figure out a way to effectively buff it so that way it's not frustratingly ineffective. I mean, I don't know how else to really put it except for that, but either way, here's what I think should be done, is either reduce the recoil, which, do not do both. If you do both, it would definitely make it overpowered. But another thing is, it's a hit marker machine. Now, for my entire time using it, and I did use it extensively too, you can ask Lion, but what it is it's a one-shot kill from the head, I would say, down to about the waist, but it does not have the shoulders or arms. Now, if you remember in Advanced Warfare, the Moors was the same way. Now, the Moors, the most used sniper rifle in Advanced Warfare. However, it also had a bolt, so that's why the recoil isn't really an issue either, but the one-shot kill was extremely frustrating. And if you know, with Advanced Warfare, they also buff the Moors so that way it now has the shoulders. Now, I think the same should be done for the EBR. The EBR, when you stack not being able to get, like, the point of it being semi-automatic is so you could fire a little bit faster than you would a bolt action, while also being a little bit more forgiving when you miss. The EBR is not that gun. It's essentially the same as having a bolt action, which, don't get me wrong, that's not exactly a bad thing either, but if you're going to have it serve that purpose, it should have higher damage, which I addressed like a second ago. But either way, that is how I think it should be, because if you're trying to make it more like a bolt action, then do that. But if you're trying to make a traditional semi-automatic weapon, which we haven't had in a while, admittedly, I think we should reduce the recoils. That way it's more consistently, you can get double kills quicker, and it'd be a much better sniper compared to the bolt actions when it comes to getting consistent kills. But you also have to aim for it, which is, I'd say, pretty good. But if you don't want to do the recoil reduction, at least give us the shoulders for a one-shot kill area, because getting hit markers in the shoulder, that's hitting center mass isn't as easy, especially with all the flying around and whatnot. And I'm not really mad about flying around in Call of Duty. Like, it's not that big a deal to me. However, when you make the one-shot kill area that small, or that inconsistent for that matter, because the way people look at it, it's just pretty bad all around. Either way, I've run out of time for this video. You guys get my point. If you guys like the video, be sure to like it. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.